From Tovshin Yud Gimel Yud Tes Kislev Maimer, which we're just going to learn part of it, but we're going to Mirz Hashem next week. We're going to start a Maimer, a Yud Tes Kislev Maimer, which will continue for a few weeks until Yud Tes Kislev time. The Erech. This Maimer is a Pod of Shalom Maimer, which the Rebbe discusses the difference between Golus, exile, and redemption, which is al derech, like a Purim Maimer that we had once in the past, the difference between a person being up and a person sleeping. What functions are taking place by the person when a person is sleeping. So Mela, this is how the Rebbe discusses the whole inyan, which is actually based on that Maimer, which is the Rebbe's Maimer, killed the Deifek Pischeli. Balayla hu noded oshnas hamelach. So the source of the Maimer which the Rebbe said that occasion in 1968 Purim, so this is the same source is also for this Maimer. So the Rebbe begins the Maimer that Pada v'sholem nafshi mikrobli ki v'rab m'hoye imodi, that the Eivish, that David HaMelech says that you have redeemed me from a challenge, from war, ki v'rab m'hoye imodi, because there were many that were with me together. So v'omer Razal, and the Razal say kol eisik b'teiro b'gmilas chasodim mispalim matzibor ki ilu pidoani li levone b'bein umes. That the Gemara says in Brachas, our sages tell us that when a person studies Torah and Gemilas Chasadim and he davens with the tzibor, it is considered, the Eivish that says, like he has redeemed me and my children from amongst the nations. And the Rebbe says, he stresses that it has to be in public, because David HaMelech says, the people were with me, many people were with me, supported me. So the Rebbe asked the question, "B'tzarech lahavin shayches gimel inyan meilo deisik b'teirug milas chasadim b'tfila b'tzibor shal yidei gimel dvarim meilo dafke nas abdiya." We have to understand what is the connection from these three inyanim. That a person, when he's involved in Torah and tzedakah and in tefillah davening with the tzibor, so through this he accomplishes redemption. Although he brings takaraya, brings proof from the pasuk itself that tells us this is the fact. Rashi says the Torah nikra sholem, because Torah is called peace. Gemilas chasadim, he accomplishes peace between two people. And tefillah b'tzibur, we derive from the pasuk that it says that the public was with me. So from this we derive that we accomplish a pediyah, a redemption. In other words, that these three have a shaykhs to redemption. Ach mekol makim, the Rebbe says, why is it that the b'diyah, the redemption, is through these three inyanim? Why dafke is through these three? What shaykhs do they have in their tchuna, their nature, that they have a shaykhs to redeem? From the pasuk, we only learn the proof that they have a connection. We have to understand what is the reason, what is the logic behind it, why these three could accomplish. It's considered like redeeming the Shekhinah and redeeming Yidden. What does it mean? We need to understand what does it mean. It is similar to redeeming me, the Eivish that says, and my children. That what stage are we dealing with? We're speaking about the situation as Shechina is in Golus together with Yidden. And the Mela, the Eivish that says, they redeem me and my children. Hainu, the kasher Yisrael in Begolus, when Yidden are in Golus, as I gama Shechina Begolus. Then the Shechina is also in Golus. Lizei, sine kasher yesh abdiya li Yisrael, nas abdiya gam li Shechina. When there is a redemption for Yidden, there's also redemption for the Shechina. Which this is what he says, the Zeu Eimrei ki ilu pedani li levana. It's like redeeming me and my children. The Rebbe says, but still, it's still not understood. First, he's redeeming the Yidden, and once the Yidden are redeemed, the Shechina goes out. So the sequence should have been to redeeming me and my children, instead of saying, redeeming my children and then me. Instead of saying li ulebanai, redeeming, instead of saying me and my children, so he said my children and me. Because the Yidden go out, the Shechina goes out of Golus when Yidden will leave Golus. What is the reason of the exile and the redemption of the Shechina? It is because of the exile and redemption of Yidden. So therefore, first Yidden go out and then the Shechina should be going out. He should not have said, Li Levanai, me and my children, but he should have said first my children and then me. So now the Rebbe begins explaining the whole inyan of difference between Golus and Gula. The Yuvan kol zeh behegdem tchila, you'll be understood, Klolus achilik ben Golus and Gula. The difference between exile and redemption. Ukmekein ben Zman HaGolus, uzman shebeis HaMikdash hayekayim. And the difference between Zman HaGolus and Zman Beis HaMikdash, the difference in time between the time of exile and the time of Beis HaMikdash, different time periods. Shezman HaBayis, hu kagula. Zman HaBayis, the time of the Beis HaMikdash is considered a redemption time. The Zman HaGolus matzino Beis L'Shenas. In Zman HaGolus we find two different expressions. Loshen Aleph, Asher Zman HaGolus nikro b'shem Shechina. Zman HaGolus is referred to sleeping. We were like dreaming. Shezeh koya Zman HaGolus. Uksiv ani yeshena. I'm sleeping. V'amar azal b'golusa. In Golus, as the Zayar says, is a state of sleeping. V'loshen beis motzino asher Zman HaGolus nikro b'shem ibor. That Zman HaGolus is referred to pregnancy, that the child is in the womb of the mother. V'chmeisha matzino sha'neviim kinu as Zman HaGula b'shem leida bekama mekemes betanach. The Levium, the prophets, refer to the Zman HaGula as the union of birth. As it's mentioned, the Rebbe says many places in Tanakh. Ukidiisa gamkin aloshen al azman shekedem HaGula chevli leida. And as the expression is that the time before the redemption is considered chevli leida, the birth pains. From this we understand that Golos is referred to as Ibor, that the child is in the womb of the mother. And as the Rebbe explains further, he's not an entity for himself. Can't do anything himself. Whatever he does is dependent. The child is completely dependent on the mother. Eats what she eats, everything. That's an interesting expression. That says that another example that Rebbe brings. The Gemara says in Brachas that we're asking the Eibishter that even when you get angry at us, you fill up with anger on them, ki isha ubra, like a pregnant mother, which means when is the time the Eibishter is angry? Is Zman HaGolus. So we compare it to a pregnant lady, which is all vices ki isha ubra. Evro, lashon evro is anger, lashon ubra. There are two Lashenas that make the difference between exile and Gula. Aleph, Zman HaGolus nikro Shechina. Zman HaGolus, the time of exile is called sleeping. And Zman HaBayis nikro Ikitza. Zman HaBayis is called awakening. Ubeis, and the second union is Asher Zman HaGolus nikro Ibor. Zman HaBayis nikro Leida. Zman HaGolus is called pregnancy, Zman HaBayis is called birth. Here the Rebbe starts explaining what is the inyan of sleeping. V'hine inyan ashinahu, the inyan of sleeping is ashagam b'zman ashina yeshne chayis hanefesh beguf. V'gam ha'keicha shel hanefesh yeshno. When a person is sleeping, while he's sleeping, he has the chayis, he has the keichas, the potential, the energy, he has everything there. V'hainu she'ein shum chiluk ba'avorim v'ha'keichas. In the avorim, in the limbs and the keichas, the potential, there's no difference. Awake or asleep. Ella she'ein be'elam, they're concealed. What is functioning in the time of the sleep? Not the high level keiches, but the lowest level keiches, digestive system, other inyanim. Not the meich, not the mind and heart in its fullest clarity. The keiches are nailim heim be'elam, and the higher keiches are concealed. Uba keiches the riu shmiyah. By Rio Shmir, Hinekeach HaShmir Shulamata Beyeser, Yeshne Gam Beis Hashina. Keach HaShmir, that's the lowest level, is still functioning at the time of sleep.